I, your honorable sensei, and across from me,
the vicious scumbag.
And together we are
Longturnlarry Podcast.
And today we got Choco. Specifically, Choco, Seeker of Paradise.
We looking for the better place for our birds.
Just want to eat grass and bird up.
Just lay egg.
So, Choco, Seeker of Paradise is a legendary creature bird for 1 green, white, and a blue. It says whenever 1 or more birds you control attacks, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may put 1 of them into your hand. Then you may put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest into your graveyard. And it also says this creature has the landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, Choco gets +1/+0 till end of turn.
Choco. This makes me think of Coco from Imaginary Friends.
Oh my goodness. You could definitely do that. You can make that proxy.
Yes.
Coco.
Coco is definitely a bant bird.
And it doesn't fly, so it's good.
It's perfect. Larry's, we're here to make birds. And we love the Final Fantasy Chocobos. Chocobos are very good. It's like a horse bird, if you don't know.
So the cards that we have here are our pigeons. There's just going to be a fuck ton of them, and we don't really care about what they do. Some of them come in and they scry, or they'll surveil, or they have like first strike or lifelink.
Maybe evolve, caring about artifacts, the occasional like I do some weird if it's in the graveyard shenanigans.
These are the rats of the sky. We do not care about the quality of these birds. We just need as many birds as possible. So we want to play a bird on turn 1, maybe 2 more birds on turn 2, maybe 2 more birds on turn 3, and then cash Choco, and then we swing in. That's 5 triggers. That's a lot of things that you can put onto the battlefield if they're lands, and then you have a good selection of cards that you can choose to put into your hand.
We love any of these birds, and like we said, if it gives you a benefit, maybe an extra card draw, a scry here, or maybe it evolves and gets bigger, cool. But outside of that, Larry's, these are supposed to be cheap and effective, quick, type-mattered creatures. And that's pretty much all we're really after here. So don't expect these to be super powerful. Their whole job is to more fill a number role and less than they do something by them being here.
So these next set of creatures, these are the future that you can see, because
that's so Raven.
That is so bad. But these cards actually do something.
Besides see the future.
Except for see the future.
Future. Yeah, these cards, unlike our pigeons, these ones actually help us out here. Some good standouts would be Birds of Paradise and Gilded Goose are going to be giving us wonderful ways to make a little bit more mana. We're in green, we have plenty of ways, and we're kind of like a landfall-y deck, so we're never really going to be hurt on having mana producers. In Landfall, we have Chocobo Racetrack and Saza's Chocobo. Both of these are going to enjoy all of those lands that we're putting into play. One creating us birds, while the other one is just going to get massive. Our little baby chick will grow to be huge.
Aven Interrupter and Aven Mind Sensor both want to tax our opponent in different types of ways. Aven Interrupter can essentially be like, no, cast this again, but for 2 more mana. If you try to cast a spell from exile or the graveyard, it's going to cost more. And then Aven Mind Sensor says, no searching.
None.
Look at the top 4.
It's such a mean card.
It's really effed up, but bird.
Empyrean Eagle and Kanji's Lieutenant are going to be giving us bird lords. These are lord birds. I mean, it's our entire typing, so we love anything that's going to give us a pseudo or physical anthem.
Essior, the Ward Wing Familiar, says spells your opponent's cast at target 1 or more commanders you control cost 3. So You think you're going to take out Choco? I hope you got the funds to pay for it.
That's an expensive bird removal.
Mockingbird is an asshole, and he goes, caw! Caw!
Such an angry
Fuck
thing.
your mom! Fuck your mom!
Yeah, you try to walk by and he repeats the last thing you said until you scream and run after him.
Yeah, this thing can clone something really good. And it's still a bird.
Yeah, even at the end of the day, it's still a bird going through all of this. Plume Creed Escort. This is yet another thing that's going to give our lovely Choco protection. We're going to use this to flash in when we need to and then give something that we need hexproof, mainly Choco.
Sensu Keen-Eyed Protector can scry for us and give us a little bit of life. And then whenever a legendary creature attacks, aka Choco, we can put it back onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Actually, not even tapped. It's just attacking because it's got vigilance. Crazy good. And finally, we have a lot of birds. What if we put birds squared?
Oh, double bird.
That's flock for your feather.
Ooh. And you know we stick together.
Flurry and Wing just puts a lot of birds equal to the number of attacking creatures.
Who cares if what we have to do for it? We just want more bird. Thank you for swinging. You get more bird. Now, look at me because I'm the captain now, and I want you to show me your moves. These are our falcons.
Falcon Punch!
These are going to be actually very strong birds that have gigantic effects and are definitely going to help us swing this favor into the birds realm.
Ledger Shredder just allows us to look at more cards almost every turn. We're definitely going to be triggering this. And then if our opponent's also triggering this, this can get really big or just, filter out some of the bad stuff that we might have in our hand.
Yeah, it can definitely get huge. Ledger Shredder is a super good bird. We're just very happy that he's a bird advisor. Keeper of the Nine Gales. Talk about a card that is only going to be fitting inside of a deck like this. We have a 3-drop bird wizard with flying. It's a 1/2 that allows you to tap it and tap 2 untapped birds you control and return target permanent to its owner's hand. It's just going to give birds removal, allowing, this overabundance of extra birds to allow us to then spot removal some pretty pesky problems. And it's target permanent too, not just creature.
Hey, bounce some lands back in the hand.
Put it back.
You thought you was ramping? Not today. Bart's and Boko, man's best friend is usually a Choco. It's got affinity for birds. So it's probably just going to cost green. And it says when this creature enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So we can essentially pseudo board wipe one person or take out multiple problematic creatures.
That's right. Like Alfred Hitchcock, we're about to kill him with the birds. Castrol the Windcrested, also a very good bird commander. 3 generic and Azurius for a 4/5 bird scout. We're a legendary that has flying and states whenever one or more birds you control deal combat damage to a player, choose one. You may put a bird card from your hand or graveyard onto the battle with a finality counter, or put a +1/+1 counter on each bird you control, or you just draw a card. And the fact that, we're going to be getting this regardless of Castrol actually hitting, we just care about birds hitting. I feel very bad for the single player who doesn't have flying.
Kangi Sky Warden, also a really good bird commander, says whenever Kangi attacks, attacking creatures with flying and +2/+0 until end of turn, and whenever it blocks, blocking creatures with flying get +0/+2 till end of turn.
We love buffing and supporting and giving birds love. And the fact our board is pretty much 99% flying, this is just going to apply to everything. It might as well just say bird. We have side quest Raise a Chocobo. Of course, we're going to run as many of these good Final Fantasy cards as we can, and this one is no slouch. This could be the best Chocobo card in the deck. For generic and green, we get an enchantment that states when this enters, create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. At the beginning of your first main phase, if you control 4 or more birds, transform a side quest Raise a Chocobo. This turns into the glorious Black Chocobo, and no, we're not talking about the serialized Japanese version. We have a 2/2 bird that states when this permanent transforms into Black Chocobo, search your library for a land card and put it into the battlefield tapped and shuffle. That effect is great. It's like a Golos on a bird. Thank you so much. What's really incredible about this is it's not like the regular Chocobo effects. It has landfall, and it states whenever a land you control enters, birds you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. This is going to double up any of the Chocobos and then give the other birds that don't have this effect that same Chocobo effect with the landfall entering. This is going to give all those, remember the pigeons we were talking about that didn't really have huge advantage? It's going to make them possibly massive. So no, the black Chocobo is very important. Please make sure you protect this.
Now, there is a card that we don't have in here before you get your pitchforks ready. That most people, when you put this in the bird deck, it's a bird. It was in the full fantasy set. When you put the bird in the bird deck, it's Traveling Chocobo.
Oh.
So, Traveling Chocobo, let me read it off, says you may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. And if a land or bird you control enters the battlefield, causes the triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, it triggers again. This feels like something that should be a auto-include in the bird deck.
And why is it not?
The reason why we didn't put this in here is because we actually are not running that many landfall or bird fall effects. Most of our ETBs come from our smaller birds, and they really don't give us much of a benefit to play this card to double up on those triggers. And this card is going for like $30 right now. So if you crack into the pack, sure, you could go ahead and put Choco in your deck. It wasn't worth the budget to put this card in, but you're more than willing to be able to do so.
Yeah, no one's stopping you. It's kind of like the same concept, Larry. We don't always include game changers because you already know that they're just good cards, and we don't want to keep telling you, every deck that's got blue, we're not going to say, ooh, put a Cyclonic Rift. We try really hard to make sure we give you guys more unique flavor. That way it's not just feeling like a, copy pasta for, every single bird deck you might have seen, etc.
Now, these creatures that we're going to talk about are Birdman.
Attorney at law.
They're not birds, but they support our bird.
Technically, Birdman was a bird, wasn't he?
No, he was a man dressed up as a bird.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He was
fighting crime.
Yep, see, he wasn't even a bird. He was just a bird man. We have a Maria Angel. Again, no bird, but for 4, we get a flying angel 3/3 that says whenever a land enters that we get a 1/1 bird. There it is, with flying. We have so many possible land drop triggers, and to say like, hey, get more bird that lets you get lands to then get more birds that let you, this is kind of like feeding into itself, and we love every part of it.
Jubilant Skybonder is a human wizard. I thought it was a bird. So many birds on it.
It's full of birds.
It's full of birds. But essentially gives all our flying creatures Ward 2. They should just put Ward 2 on here.
Why more text when less text good?
I don't think it was a keyword yet.
It wasn't a keyword yet. But this is just giving us some, easy board bird protection. That's a BB I can get behind. Saz Katzroy. 3 generic and a green for a legendary human pilot 3/3. He states whenever he enters, you may search your library for a bird or basic land, reveal it and put it to your hand, then shuffle. Then whenever they attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. We're not really super big on the +1/+1s, but we'll take making our little birds even bigger. And then the fact that we can go 2 for a bird or a land, depending on what you need, he's got the fix for it.
I call him Wheezy Ed Baby because he always bring the Birdman out.
Ooh,
Wheezy.
Wheezy. Now, we wouldn't be a bird deck if we weren't super concerned with bread.
Wonder bread. Cornbread for your blackbirds.
Oh, you gonna eat your cornbread? We have to refill our hands, and we're in blue. but there's some pretty nice ways for us to do it.
Wing words is really cheap if you have a creature with flying. It essentially ends up costing 1 and a blue, and you draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
Really efficient.
Yeah, super efficient. We have Winged Portent. For generic blue, we get a card that says draw a card for each creature with flying you control. And then you may pay its cleave cost for 6 to remove the with flying. That way you could just draw a card for each creature you control. We don't have to spend 6. So we just get to enjoy, for a generic blue, we get to draw a card for each creature with flying, which is pretty much our whole board.
Fuck that cleave, cuz. We don't fuck with that cleave.
Yeah, who needs 6 mana? I'll take it for half the cost. Thank you.
You know what? I got that airborne A for your ass, boy. 3 generic and a blue for a sorcery. Draw a card for each bird in play.
Ooh, it doesn't even care if they're ours.
I didn't know that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, hopefully they're also playing this deck against you. And if they are, then you draw on double birds. And then they might draw double birds.
Be a lot of birds.
Distant Melody, same card, different place. This was just your generic. If you're playing a type, then you want to play this if you're in blue. We're going to draw a card for each bird we control. It's just a 4-drop and doesn't care about everybody's, but at least it's going to give us a pretty good hand refill no matter what.
And finally, we have all the coastal piracy effects here. We have Bided Athasa, Coastal Piracy, Reconnaissance Mission. That's 8. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card.
We like rewarding our birds for pecking you. So we get card draw every time you get attacked.
You're the bread.
That's right. You're the bread. And if you don't have flyers, that sounds like a you problem.
And we can't always rely on our commander to ramp us. So we're going to bring in Tony Hawk.
If we need green ramp and we care about birds, you know we had to include the GOAT. We got Tony Hawk, the ultimate bird ramp. Oh man, we're about to do a 1080 into staying on curve. That's right. You're about to hear the boom sound every time. We're about to spell skate with our forests. So we remember Choco's beautiful effect. We get to put those lands into play. And we love that. Thank you so much, Choco, because then, we get, Choco, but more lands. But what if they weren't tapped? What if they came in untapped? Well, we, of course, have a fix for that, and that's where Tony Hawk comes in to save the day. We have Tiller Engine, 2 generic for a 1/3 construct. It states that whenever a land comes into the battlefield tapped under your control, choose 1. Untap that land or tap a target non-land permanent and opponent controls. We kind of have a good option here. We don't always have to untap that land. Tapping them down if we don't need it is still a very nice option.
Remember, we get those lands into play before blockers are declared. So this can clear some blockers for our grounded birds.
Those poor Kiwis.
Spelunking essentially does the same thing. We don't care about caves, so fuck that shit.
Yeah, we ain't messing with bats. We're messing with birds. But you better be careful. There's still birds in the caves.
Nature's Will essentially says that whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, tap all lands that player controls and untap all lands you control. So, you just untap all your shit. And then you get to play more birds.
See, this is what happens when you don't bring bread to the park. They take your bread because you didn't bring them any. So yeah, you better realize they're going to tap to swipe that ass. That's what they about to do.
Now, we got the birds. We got the 1080s. We got the bread. Now all you need to do is bring the banjo with the kazooie and feel this goose rage.
Goose rage.
These cards are the cards that will either give us a slight boost in power or kill our opponents.
Kill.
Murmuration? I think that's what it says. Mm-hmm. Birds you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. At the beginning of your end step for each spell you've cast this turn, put a 1/2 blue bird creature token with flying named Stormcrow onto the battlefield. Yay! We finally got some Stormcrows.
Woo! That's right. We aren't really gonna storm off, but I mean, like, hey, you get a bird for every time you cast a bird.
Fuck around and find a bird.
Yeah, you gonna get birds for your birthday. Birthday birds.
Favorable wins. Favorable wins. Creatures you control with flying get +1/+1.
Ooh, we heading down with those favorable winds. Now, we reign over these birds, so you could say that we are their beast master and that they are flying, so they have ascended. This is the Beastmaster Ascension. It's got a bunch of tigers on the art there, but we represent a bunch of birds, okay? It states whenever a bird you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Birdmaster Ascension. As long as Birdmaster Ascension has 7 or more bird counters on it, creatures you control get 5/5. Long story short, you tap a bird to swing, it gets a counter. So if you swing with 7 birds, this technically triggers as they swing. So yeah, Beastmasters can make, those little, oh no, it's just a 1/1. Yeah, it's a 6/6 now. Yeah, they're now like angels or demon strength.
Yeah, you probably just want to play this when you can fully swing out.
Yeah.
Because if you just casually play this, people are going to try to kill you.
It's a lightning rod, 100%. This is a win con. You can pretend it's like what would you say, like a crater hoof. You could pretend it's like a crater hoof.
Just hold it in your hand until you need it. Soul's Catcher's Air. Whenever a bird is put into your graveyard from play, sad dead bird.
My birds.
Put a feather counter on Soul Catcher's Air. All birds get +1/+1 for each feather counter on Soul Catcher's Air. So yeah, we might not be able to avenge these birds, but we will revenge these birds.
That's right.
You heard me?
This is the definition of get it back in blood. Oh, you killed 5 birds? It's a shame that I just got 5 feather counters. Now you gonna get ultra smacked.
How many pieces of fried chicken did you have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces.
Oh, you had 10 wings? Yeah, you done fucked up.
It sounds like a good deal.
It's not. It comes with death.
We're in green. We got to include these two. They're pretty much going to be doing the same thing. One of them is clearly a little stronger. We have Overrun and Overwhelming Stampede.
The classics.
Yeah, come on. We're a go wide synergy and we're in green. If you didn't expect these, welcome to Magic. Overwhelming is definitely the better of the two. We're loving the fact that we're going to get, if we're tagging with 10 birds, they get 10/10. And the fact that we don't even have to pay more. They're both 5 mana. Just chef's kiss. When you play this, they know I'm going to die. If they don't have flyers, they're just like, well, it's over. I'm dead.
Overrun just gives you a clear +3/+3 and you get trampled. It's great. Finally, we have Feladar's Retreat because, of course, our birds do need to relax. And whenever a land enters the battlefield, you can make a cat.
But Honorable, that's not a bird.
Cats and birds don't really get along that well, so I wouldn't do that. Like Sylvester and Tweety. But what we have this here for is put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Those creatures gain vigilance. So the way you want to play this so you don't mess everything up, so you want to play a land before you go to combat so they already get the vigilance.
Yep.
And then once you swing in while your birds and you get that Choco trigger, let's just say be generous, you hit 3 lands. Now all of your creatures have +4/+4. They still have that vigilance.
If you tap them before they gain vigilance, Larry's, they don't untap. Keep that in mind. Now, we do love lands. We like some humans, but realistically, this is a bird deck, which means we have avian supremacy. We only care about birds, for birds, by birds, for the birds. Can I get a bird? Yeah.
This is Bufu.
You are going to learn the bird lessons, we promise. These are just cards that are either going to remove non-birds or protect our birds. And they shall know no fear. Choose a creature type. It's an instant for 2, a generic and a white. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+0 and gain indestructible. This is a 40k card, and we're trying to bring the Millennium of Man its new bird allies. We're going to use this to either make a board wipe one-sided or protect us from somebody else who clearly doesn't like birds.
I could definitely see some birds in some power armor shooting feathers at you.
I could see it. It's a League of Legends and 40K combination.
Dawn's Truce. Because sometimes a bird don't want to fuck you up. It's an instant. You could give a gift to an opponent.
It's very kind of you.
I guess. Sure. Benevolent bird. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. If the gift was promised, permanents you control also gain indestructible.
Yeah, I'm totally down to make a deal and be like, hey, he's blowing us all up. I'll give you a card draw and you let me keep my birds, and then I'll beat him up for taking care of.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah, right. You're
getting this card.
Yeah, take this card. It's a bird voucher. Don't expire. Got to take it how you get it.
And then after we give him the card, we kill him.
That's right. Heroic Intervention. This is just the green equivalent of these previous two. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible. Just we love the instant speed. No. Our birds are protected. They are an endangered species. You can go on about your business.
Dusk is a really good bird wipe for us because if you look at our birds, they're not very powerful until we start snowballing. So we can use the Dusk side to blow up most of their stuff, keep our birds. Just in case our birds are too strong for the Dusk, we can activate Dawn and return all creature cards with power 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So we just refill with all the birds.
And remember, the early bird gets the worm.
Oh my God.
And so that's why we about the Dawn, baby. Please.
And you know the late bird get your girl. Ooh.
Wheezy, pull around the car, please. We have the Battle of the Bywater as well. This is going to be the same concept. Destroy all creatures with power 3 or greater. This is also a 3-drop, so it's technically 1 cheaper. And then we get a food for each creature that we control. We don't really care necessarily about the food, but like we'll take it. It's extra bread for the birds. And most of the time, this is going to be a one-sided board wipe. So we're not really too against just dropping this as soon as possible if it resets the board in our favor.
Raise the Palisades.
Raise the birds.
Choose a creature type. Well, you know what's about to happen. We're going to return all creatures that aren't the chosen type to their owner's hands.
I'm just saying, if they had birds, we mess with you. All right. You know what I'm saying? This is gang.
And the only time I think you might have a bird is if we previously swan songed you.
Oh, I hope you like the music.
Counter target enchantment, instant or sorcery, earbird.
Enjoy being part of the kinship, fam. You're now invited to the bird cookout.
Just corn.
it's just corn and random seeds.
Some worms. Here are some notable lands to close out the deck. Probably the best one, 3 Tree City. Tax for mana equal to the number of creatures of the chosen type that you chose when it entered. Bird.
Yeah, definitely a Foundations all-star.
Galvany Township puts a +1/+1 counter on each creature we control. Excellent.
Chef's kiss. Bird's kiss.
Rogue's Passage can help our Choco just to be unblockable so it doesn't die in combat.
Animal Sanctuary. I mean, it's literally a bird deck. And this is a land that allows us to put +1/+1 counters on a bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. But we only care about the burbs. Lily Pad Village. We just like this because we can spend the blue to be able to cast a creature spell. Great, we're a creature deck. But we can also surveil too and allow this, if a bird entered. It's always going to happen.
We can set up the top of our library so we can get more lands.
Extra bird, extra land. Such good. Many, wow. Lupin Flower Village. It's not the third. This is going to be a very similar thing to Lily Pad. This one's going to state that we could spend a white for creatures. Ooh, thank you. But for a generic and a white, we can sacrifice the village. To look at the top 6 cards of our library, you may reveal a bat, bird, mouse, or rabbit from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. AKA, we're hunting for those top primo falcons. And the village needs to go so we can find them.
I hope you don't hit one of the pigeons.
You blew up the village for Mike Tyson's pet bird. It's all right.
And finally, Windbrisk Heights Hideaway 4. We could crack the hideaway if we swing with 3 or more creatures. So hideaway something good.
And that's it. This is beautiful, down to earth, awesome Choco Coco Secret Paradise missile bird deck. You know, we know the birds aren't real. You know, it's your wireless solar powered surveillance device, but we're here to beat up our friends with birds. And this thing is just low and fun.
Let me also remind the Larrys that the price that you see when you go to our Moxfield, most of that has to do with the lands that we have in here.
Yeah, 100%.
We have fetches, we have shocks. You could easily not do any of that shit. Just play basics.
Yes.
And this deck would be dirt cheap because the majority of our deck is worthless because they're birds. Nobody cares about birds.
Yeah. And the only ones that are expensive, you kind of expect it to be expensive, you know, like Ledger Shredder. It's just like a really good card. Otherwise, yeah, the bulk of the deck is like under $1. You can find most of these birds for pennies. So this deck can be a very easy budget, and it's super beginner friendly because it's Bant and landfall-y, and everyone loves a good tribal typal deck.
And with that, this is the end of the tech deck. I do want to remind you, our friendly Larrys, we need your Patreon, so you can head to our Patreon.
As well.
I don't know what the fuck we have on our Patreon yet, but we will start adding stuff to our Patreon.
We have it set up to where you guys can subscribe to be able to just support us with just anything that you would like to do or give. There's also a free version if you just want to be able to stay in the loop of stuff. And there's an elusive, extremely expensive one. And if you buy that one, shame on you. It's there as a gimmick to make you giggle. Do not do the extremely expensive one.
Do it.
But we will eventually be releasing some, content that you might not find on YouTube or on any of the other platforms. We'll be able to put it there. And we might have some raffles, personalized deck techs, maybe some merch. We have a bunch of stuff coming, guys. We cannot wait.
We also need you to support us on YouTube. We are almost at 8,000. So we can actually start making something off giving you this free content. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with your friends because you know they're bad at Magic.
And they need to become a Longturnlarry. I am your vicious scumbag. And across from me,
the Honorable Sensei.
And together we are
Longturnlarry
Podcast.
Birds